Hello and welcome to our podcast. This is the second episode of our podcast. I'm slightly more awake than I was last week. I'm here with Nadine again.
Hiya!
Yeah, and our subject is tea. That's the main...
You say it's the main. We waffle on about tea for the last 5 minutes of the podcast.
It doesn't matter, it's about tea.
Yeah, okay.
This episode
we'll
is
call
tea.
it tea.
That's right. If we were going to search for it in a list of stuff, this would be tea. That'd be the subject. That'd be the jingle that I would write. It would go blah, 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 tea. Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear about all the tea.
All the tea-related stuff. Whoo! You wait until you hear about what you can do during sex.
Find out what our favourite teas are.
What's that I hear you ask, Nadine? How much was poured into the sea in the Boston Tea Party?
Find out later on in the show, guys. And look at this. We've left them at the edge of their seats.
Oh, yeah.
I bet we can't wait. What else have we been discussing today other than tea?
Oh, no, that's what we should do. Right at the end, we should put... You never guess how much it costs to have high tea in the Ritz-Carlton in Hong Kong. And then, like TV, we put it right at the end, so you have to listen to all of this.
And keep reminding them, find out how much that high tea costs.
We're back in part 2. We'll be finding out how much...
It will blow your mind. I tried to guess. I was wrong.
Body Language Day today. Yeah. And it's Get Funky Day today, October the 5th.
Every day is Get Funky Day for me, Rob.
Yeah. Do Something Nice Day.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
That's for me, every day. Every day I do something nice.
Yeah, you're making tea for the homeless again.
Yeah.
We'll find out later on how that panned out.
Apple Betty Day in America. It's like an apple crumble. And Jane made a load of apple crumble, coincidentally enough, yesterday. She made like 9 different apple crumbles.
I saw the pictures on Facebook.
I know. It's International Walk to School Month in October.
I walk to school. Well, my kids walk to school every day.
It's Blindness Awareness Month in October.
Who said that?
It's Black History Month in October. It's World Teachers Day today.
World Teachers Day today?
Yeah, and it's World Smile Day today. Between the 4th and 10th is Space Week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Personal or outer?
Outer. So we're in Space Week now. It's happening now.
Awesome. Do you want to tell everyone what date we recorded this in case they want to...
It's October the 5th. October the 5th. It's Get Organised Week, the first week of October. That's this week.
It's already Friday. We've missed that one. Maybe I'll wait till next year to get organised.
Yeah. It's National Pizza Month this month.
Oh, you'll like that. You should make a pizza with a wrap.
I'm not. I'm going to go to Pompeii Pizza, my favourite pizza place. It is the best. Breast Cancer Month. It's Domestic Violence Month. And
I think the big one.
It's International Drum Month.
Yeah!
Yeah. So that's all happening.
Don't forget, October is also Stoptober, where they try and make people not drink.
No.
But I'd rather pop corn and play drums. And get drunk.
Yeah, get drunk, eat pizza, popcorn, play drums.
That's what we'll be doing this month.
Think of all the teachers that you love.
That's not going to take long.
No. I was only thinking the other day how let down by one of our teachers. I was thinking of me and Aunt, and when we were in music, and she said, "What GCSE choices?" And we said, "Oh, we'll take music." And she was like, "Well, can you read music?" And we were like, "No." She was like, "We can't take GCSE music." Then you go,
"Isn't that what it's for?"
But we were like, "But we want to learn." She was like, "Well, you can't. It's already too late." And you're like, "Well, what should we have done?" And she said, "We should have learned music before." We go, "But you've been our music teacher since we started school."
Heads up would have been nice if you want to do it at GCSE.
It's insane, isn't it? So we couldn't do music as a GCSE.
Our school couldn't do music. We couldn't do music as a GCSE in our school simply because not enough people wanted to do it. So there was like 3 people that were like, want to do music, but they couldn't because no one else gave a shit.
Well, she just didn't let us do it, and I thought, you cow. I didn't drive 100 miles an hour. I was purely lying to impress you. I think I was doing 69 max. Right? Also, I didn't download anything off the internet. That never happened either. Right? And also, most importantly, in that story of Michael Jackson, because when I was editing that other podcast, I could tell that you didn't realise this. I didn't know I had shit on my shoe when I went into that house. It wasn't like I had shit on my shoe, and then I just walked into the house like it was no big deal. I just went, oh, no big deal. Got shit on my shoe. They got white carpets. I had no idea, which is another reason why I was so completely shocked that nobody gave me any sympathy at all at the end of it. It was terrible. Is there anything else that I needed to clear up? Oh, yes. The Ethiopians weren't the band that did the Israelites.
Oh.
That was Desmond Decker. And the Ethiopians were a band from Jamaica who did ska.
Well, that's
Ska
good
and
to
reggae,
know.
which I thought was very important. Also, sex dolls cost £1,500 if you're buying the old style ones. But the new ones cost €6,000.
Are you on about the real dolls or actual robots?
The actual robot dolls,
$6,000?
€6,000.
Euros.
And if you want to hire one, it's 2 hours for £130, or
That sounds
half
like
an
a
hour for
good
£50.
return. That seems like a good return on an investment, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? £6,000.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
we can pimp that robot out like on a regular basis, just a couple of times a day. I mean, how much cleanup does it take him? Well, no, I don't even want to think about
Probably
that.
just
but
a wet wipe or something. I've got some almond floor cleaner.
I got some Dettol. I'm sure it'd be all right. But that's how. I mean, maybe we could section off half of the studio. we can have like a.
And as we have a podcast, just have some old man in the background just rooting away. I have it. And her going, oh, I love it. And they're even computerized.
Affirmative.
They're
I
some.
love it when you do that.
But no, they're not like that. They're like knocked into like to Alexa, and they're programmed.
I'm sorry, I don't know that right now.
Yeah, they're
That's what
programmed
she
to
said.
respond to your voice patterns and stuff. So if you tell a joke, they'll laugh and stuff like that, like creepy stuff. You're so funny,
Dennis. I think I need to invest in one of these and get it.
It's a good plan, isn't it? I just think
Yeah.
about it.
How's your week of unemployment been?
My week of unemployment.
Mm.
It's been all right. I've just been worried about. I haven't really done anything. You never do, though, do you? I've just been hanging around the house, not really doing anything. You know, nothing amazing.
That sounds incredible. I love hanging around doing nothing.
Yeah, I
Best
quite like
thing.
it as well. I discovered that I discovered tortillas.
You've never had a.
Well, I knew what they were, but you know, like I was committed to the fry-up, wasn't I? What I tend to do
were.
when I eat the food, I pretty much just eat that food exclusively. So I was just eating pizzas and fry-ups for the last 10 years, really, and now I've blown myself away with these tortillas.
You know, you can put sausages and bacon in them.
Do you know? I've already done it. Oh
The
yeah,
Maverick.
I don't muck around. But I've decided that my new food of choice now for the next 10 years or so, it might not last that long, is going to be chicken and lettuce and beans in a tortilla.
Beans like baked beans.
Like baked beans, exactly like baked beans. In fact, baked beans.
Is this a warm chicken as well?
Yeah.
That's an odd combination.
It's not. It's chicken and beans.
In a wrap.
Yeah, but what's so special? It's just
Please
flat
put cheese
bread,
on
isn't
it
it?
at least.
Well, maybe I'll do that as well.
Yeah.
But I don't really like chicken and cheese, which is why I don't like chicken and cheese pizzas.
How can you not
I don't
like
think
chicken
anybody
and
likes
cheese?
them. Well, you say that, but if you go to the supermarket and check the prices of pizza, as you know I often do, to find the best pizza deal, then yeah, you always find that the chicken ones are left behind.
Well, I like chicken on a pizza.
Well, then you're in the minority.
Well, no, the controversial pizza topping, as we all know, is pineapple for some reason.
You say that, but that's only because you know that guy with the big eyes in work, and he seems to bang on about
No,
it
it's the
all
internet.
day and night.
The internet hates pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, it's one of
don't
those.
mind it
It's one of them
personally, I quite like
fashionable
it.
things, isn't it? It's one of them fashionable things. Like now they're putting up loads of memes about moths. Everybody's
the
doing
moth
the
thing.
moth meme, and then they do that with chicken. But nobody gives that much of a shit about it, do they? But
I
no,
like
it's not as
everything on a pizza,
controversial
as
as.
long as it's not. I don't like mushrooms on a pizza.
I've never eaten a pineapple.
You've never eaten pineapple?
I don't think so.
Like, not even a bit of a pineapple. What about cheese and pineapple on a stick at kids' parties? You must have had one of them.
No, I haven't. Why would I have
Have
one
you
of them?
actively avoided it, or you just never come across it?
Well, it's like this time. Me and Andrew were playing in our band in in this rugby club. Incidentally, in this rugby club, right, which was in Morrison, when we turned up, right, there were loads of people there, right, loads of like football boys, yeah, and I walked in and I had long hair, and everybody, right, shouted, Grebo! when I walked in.
Grebo?
It's basically the same as Swampy. or Dirty.
When we were kids, there was a girl who used to call Swamp Dog.
Oh no,
It was short for Swamp Dog.
And they all shouted at me, and I was proper sort of, oh, this is horrible. All these people are shouting at me because I'm the only one in this room with long hair. And but yeah. So when we went there, this is the first time I was really shocked because I didn't think people did this. There was a buffet, so we are allowed the buffet when you're in the band. So I went there and I got my chicken legs and my sausage rolls and and I filled up on all of this. And then I turned around, me and Andrew were back to back, and then we turned around to each other, and he had a plate of fruit, and it blew my mind for a second. I was looking at it, I was like, oh, but there's all of this chicken and
sausage rolls. Why would you choose fruit?
Because that's what Andrew eats. He eats like
What is he, a parrot?
No, he's one of these people that's trying to stay alive. He's got to like 52 or whatever he is now.
I know this is controversial, but I don't think fruit's that good for you. I think it's a myth. Sure, but fruit, it's just sugar. It's just sugar and like fibre and some vitamins and stuff. But it's mainly just sugar. It's just calories. That's all fruit is. I don't think it's that good for you. It's not good for your teeth. It's too acidic. It's got a lot of calories in it. It's just sugar. You may as well have a potato.
Potato? A
potato, Rob. You may as well have a potato. But no, vegetables are where it's at, I think, if you want to be healthy. I think fruit's a myth. Any more than one piece of fruit every other day, I think is just too much.
Well, luckily, I don't want to be healthy, which is why I've never, ever gone for a pineapple on a stick, because it always seems to be next to some sausages on a stick. And you go, right,
I'll go for the sausage instead. with a bit of cheese, it's quite nice.
No.
I'm partial to a bit of pineapple. I mean, it's not my go-to food, but no fruit ever would be. Even avocados, fuck them.
as you know, I would never take. I can't take. This is the problem. If I was a millionaire, I'd do loads of things. I buy a pizza with ham and pineapple on it just to risk it, Nadine. But as you know, I don't do stuff like that. What happens if I don't like it?
Why don't you go to like the make your own counter and ask them for one piece of pineapple? Just put one piece on, and then it'll surprise you when you eat it. I did this with olives. You know that you don't like certain foods, and you'll try them every now and again.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. And I tried olives back when I was in uni, didn't like them. And in Subway, olives is one of the vegetable options, and I quite like a Subway. And I asked him to hide one olive in my entire sandwich, so that when I came to it, I'd either wouldn't notice, or I'd be like, that's really nice, what is it? It must be the olive. Or I'd be like, oh, minging, it's an olive. And it was the latter. And I still don't like olives, but I thought I'd surprise myself with the one olive.
I kind of like that there's a game involved in that as well.
Well, if you eat it knowingly, you might... your preconceived notions of your olive.
This is what I was trying to do.
Your experience.
This is what I was trying to do with William. This is the same kind of thing. Like yesterday, I made the tin of beans for William, and then
with the label.
But on the label, see how it says I don't eat beans.
Yeah.
So yesterday or the day before, I starved William. Right. I'd all day. Just so I thought, if he's really hungry, he'll eat a bean. He'd be like, "Oh my god, that was amazing! What was that?" And I'd be like, "It was a bean." So, but no, he hated it.
Yeah.
And then yesterday,
Andy was hungry.
Yeah, and yesterday I made him chicken, and I cooked it for 3 minutes longer than I usually cook it. Didn't like that either.
No?
Yeah, it was too crunchy. Refused to eat it. Oh, you fuck.
Well, Reese, my eldest, he's very, very fussy with food, as you know, and he doesn't eat nothing. He just eats chicken nuggets and pizza. And
you see that kid that ate jam sandwiches? See that kid that ate jam sandwiches up until he was 17? That's all he ever ate.
Was he alright?
Yeah, it was absolutely fine.
Was he fat? Was he thin? Was he normal?
He was just normal. And him and Linford Christie are the people I have in my mind all the time. Because Linford Christie, I believe, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Everybody else was eating all these like macrobiotic meals and stuff like that before they race and stuff like that, and he used to eat like a packet of crisps and some chicken nuggets and like something like that. And he just
looked, true?
Yeah. And he just looked at them when they asked him, they said, "What do you eat?" And he just said, "I just eat these." And they went, "Well, what about you?" And he's like, "No, it doesn't make any difference. You can either run fast or you can't." And I thought, brilliant. That sums everything up.
Did I tell you I met Linford Christie once?
No.
I say met. Met's a strong word. Is that my tea, by the way? Is that for me?
I made your tea already. I was all prepared. I've been up since 5.
You've been up making tea since 5?
No, I've been up since 5.
This morning?
I made you tea.
You seem to link the two stories.
No.
But it stayed warm considering it's been there a while.
The reason why I linked them is because last time you arrived, I literally just got out of bed.
Yeah,
and
we're
now
recording
I've
this
been
in the
up for
afternoon,
hours.
by the way.
I've had scrambled eggs and bacon. I've done the cleaning.
Did you put the scrambled eggs and bacon in a wrap?
No. No.
Don't think wraps were your new thing. Thought wraps were where it was at now.
Well, that's like a main meal. This
right.
is just the breakfast meal, so that might still end up being a fry-up. I don't know.
Put it in a wrap. Yeah,
Mm.
anyway, Linford Christie. So, I'm at the Don Valley Stadium in Sheffield. I'm with her to watch some athletic stuff, and it was his, last professional race. And at the Don Valley Stadium, don't know if you've ever been. It's in
No,
Sheffield.
I've never been up. No.
I've only been once, but where they get, where they prepare for the races and stuff, it's all glass, and if you stood behind it, you can see him from, this embankment. Anyway, there's loads of people gathered because he's there behind the glass and we can see him. We're quite a distance away, but everyone's getting kind of excited. And I was only a kid at the time. It was a while ago. And, kids don't really care, do they? So I picked up a stone and I lobbed it at the glass. It pinged off the glass. He turned around and we all got to wave at him and it was brilliant. And everyone was like, woo! Everyone got so excited.
I say
met. It wasn't really met.
I met
threw a
Stuart
stone
Lee
at him.
once.
Who?
Stuart Lee.
The comedian?
Yes, the comedian.
Did you actually speak to him?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was bizarre. I was very, very drunk and hobbying, and I was outside.
What's hobbying?
Hobbying, hobbying.
I don't know what that means.
Hobbying that I've stopped doing.
Oh, right.
So I was
right.
hobbying.
Okay, sorry.
And we were all in the street in London outside the garage, and we were because we had followed No Means No on tour. Did I tell you I used to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had been hitching around the country, and I think it was the last gig with No Means No in the garage. And we were outside on the street just after the gig, and I saw a silhouette of a man, right, who had short hair, but one dangly bit of hair at the front of his face.
Could only be him.
I know, and I saw it was about 20, 30 yards away, and I just saw a silhouette, really, and I just shouted, "Stuart!" And he turned around, and I went, "Oh my God, it's Stuart Lee!" I ran over to him, and it was Stuart Lee. And he just took, and he was really cool. He just took stuff out of his pockets and gave it to me. He went,
What stuff?
Just shit stuff, right? I was looking for. I was like, "Oh, I haven't got a pen. I need you to sign something." He was like, "Well, here's a receipt from SO, and here's this," and just out of his pockets.
Oh, you just took it all?
Yes. Well, oh my God, Stuart Lee's stuff. I don't know
Have
why.
you still got Stuart Lee's crap from his pockets?
I probably have. And it's like, I remember we went to see Motley. I do stuff like this all the time. We went to see Motley Crue, and Tommy Lee was drinking Jägermeister, and then he lobbed it out from the drums into the audience, and it hit the rail in the middle and bounced back towards the stage. I was like, "That's Tommy Lee's Jägermeister. I'm waiting here for that." And I waited at the expense of the lift and everything like that. And I fucked loads of people up. "Come on, Rob, we gotta go." "I can't. I gotta stay and get this bottle."
Did you get a bottle?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. So I don't know. It's very exciting.
Worth
to
it
me.
then.
Well, But yeah, I don't know if I've met anybody else famous. I don't think I have.
Well, I met Tony Hadley once we were in.
I don't know who that is.
He's the singer from that band that sang "Gold." Always believe in your soul. What are they called?
I don't know.
You've got the power.
Spandau Ballet.
Yes, he's a singer from that. We were staying in a hotel in Harrogate, and he was apparently doing a gig there was like a gig place next to the hotel, like
A
connected.
gig place, you see?
Yeah, so a venue where people do gigs. A venue. And he'd been doing a show, but we didn't realise until we were there. It was also around the time that the Pope had died, and we were in the bar, and we were watching the Pope funeral thing on the TV, and he was just laid there dead, and we thought that was really weird. And we were watching that. It's weird how certain things sticking in mind, isn't it? So we're all sat there.
The death of the Pope, I'd probably remember that.
Watching the Pope's corpse on TV, and playing pool is Tony Hadley. And one of the people I was with, he said, "Oh, is that Tony Hadley?" And I went, "Oh, it is." And then, because we'd heard that they were playing a gig, and I thought, "Oh my God, they're staying at the same hotel as me." I thought, I have to speak to him. So I got a pen and paper, and I went over, I went, "Hey, Tony, I saw the show tonight. It was really good. Really hoping that nothing awful had happened at the show." Like, "What do you mean it was really good?" A bomb went off and 6 people died. I just risked it, because I thought, he's playing pool. It couldn't have been too bad. And he went, "Oh, thanks. Did you like?" I'm like, "Yeah, brilliant. Can you sign this?" And they did. I'm like, "Ah!" I was well excited.
Ooh.
I didn't see the show though, but I assume it was really good.
Yeah, it probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Well, it wasn't Spandau Ballet. It was probably shit. Sorry, Ton.
That's probably awesome.
Well, checking back on my mosquito bites, so things that have happened to us this week, and checking back on last week. I went to the wetland centre. Yeah, well, I went to. I was all prepared to be bitten. And I went to the wetland centre. I hung out with the birds. I fed them. It's amazing down there. Love it. Never got bitten, so don't know.
Oh, have the other ones
Bit of
gone
an
away?
anticlimax. You what?
Have the other ones gone
Well,
away?
they've gone down. They're not away. They're they come up once the swelling goes down. They're like bruises with a hole in the middle, and they're still a bit itchy. but I've got about 8 of them all over my legs. They're not very pleasant.
Are they not?
No, but I just wanted to test it. So I went to the zoo this week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I saw some photos and stuff.
Yeah, I took
You were
the kids.
supposed to knock on the window, weren't you, before you left, but you didn't bother. I was very disappointed.
No, I didn't.
My
It was your
last
last.
day in work,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was too emotional, Rob. I couldn't. Because I also planned on decorating your car in the car park. So when you came out, oh, look, decorations.
Oh, that would have been horrible. It was
Well, I
awful
thought
when I
that,
walked
which
in
is
and they
why I
had all
didn't do it.
balloons up and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
thought, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed now. What am I going to do with these balloons? I've never been in this. I'm not very good. But
Yeah, I noticed that you put all that confetti stuff on my little box on my desk. So when I opened it, just went everywhere. So thanks for that.
I didn't know what to do. When I came in, I was going to take it down. It was only that Jane said, take a photo of it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I suppose you're right. Otherwise, people will be upset that they've gone to all this trouble and I've just taken it down before anybody's arrived. But I really didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward, isn't it? See, because I'm leaving last, no one will do that because we'll all be leaving. So
I thought it was nice to do it. It was Tom that did it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
no,
That was really nice of him. He played me a playlist as well.
and got pizza for the day.
Yeah, and he got pizza for the
Yeah.
day as well. Yeah, it was brilliant. And I ate like another 8 slices and then went to my parents and had Sunday dinner. That's why I'm putting on all of this weight all of a sudden.
Where?
Well, mainly on my stomach. I told you I'm like Mr. Burns.
Excellent. Well, we went to the zoo and we saw some animals. And I got a lorikeet.
I don't
A
know
rainbow
what that is.
lorikeet. It's a bird, and it came and it stood on my arm, and I had another.
Oh,
one
I saw
by my
that. No, I
finger.
did see
yeah,
that. And you had
I
a
was so
photo.
happy.
Oh, anything else happen to you?
I got some new paints in the post. I ordered some alcohol activated paints. So I've been playing with those when I've got a chance.
Does
This
that mean you
week.
just get pissed and you're better?
Yeah.
Oh, did you do that Jesus picture?
Not yet, no. I've been messing around with my paints and going to the zoo and trying to get bitten by mosquitoes. It's
Yeah,
been
but you said this yesterday. You said I'll have that Jesus
I know,
picture
but I
done.
didn't, when I said it yesterday, I didn't realise that Friday was today.
Oh, me and Nadine, we had another idea. We were going to draw Jesus pictures for Jesus people. It's not like we're not religious or anything. We just thought it would be really good. We just thought that Jesus people would go, hey, we love
'Cause they
those
don't have
drawings. And
photos.
Jesus, what an amazing combination. I must buy that immediately. And then we'd be able to sell millions. And then we'd have the option of going hi-fi. And we'd go, no, stay lo-fi. Yeah. You never guess what I bought off the internet. Blew my
Was
mind.
it a coin?
No.
What was it?
Oh, I did buy a coin. I bought a Darwin coin. It was £4.
Was it a £2 coin?
Yeah.
Well, at least
Yeah.
it's only twice as much as it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah. I just couldn't be asked to go back into the bank and give them £100 and take out like
You should
£100.
tell people what you did, because
Yeah,
I like that.
I thought it was a good idea.
It really is
Well, it's not
almost
my
genius.
idea. It turns out loads of people do it all the time. But I went into the bank and I gave them £100 and then got it in £2 coins and then took out all the ones I wanted and then went to another bank and put the £2 coins in and took them all out as 50p's. Yeah, that's right. I did that. Yeah.
And how many good coins did you get from the whole
I
experiment?
got one from the £2 coins, but it was the one that I wanted. It was the Magna Carta one, and I got like 2 or 3 or something from the 50p's.
Worth it then.
Yeah, I thought it was only a trip to the bank, wasn't it? Wasn't that big a deal?
And it didn't cost anything other than the coins that you then put in your
No,
special
it was
pot.
like buying Kinder Surprise, yeah, except it was free. Which made it even better.
And you could just pay it all back into the bank and crack on with the rest of your day,
Yeah.
knowing that you've got some free coins.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I'm almost tempted to do it myself.
Well, now that you've got like 10,
I've got
You're in
quite a
amongst
few,
it, you're in
yeah.
the game,
I
aren't you
am,
now?
yeah.
It's like
Every
when
time I open my cupboard and I see them, I go, oh, treasure coins.
That's
That's how I refer to them, as my treasure coins.
That's exactly the same as when I used to collect Kinder, because I get caught in collecting, and I remember when I was younger, the nightmare of having like 5 crazy Crocs, and then like another thing starting like the
These are
penguins.
Kinder Toys, crazy
You'd have-
Crocs,
what?
not the shoes.
No, they're like little toys, aren't they?
From Kinder Surprise.
Yeah. And then you'd be on like 5 Crocs, and you think, right, I'm going to kick this habit once I've got the next 2 Crocs, and that'll be me. And then you get like 3 penguins. You'd be like, oh, I'm
Gotta get
halfway
the
into
penguins.
another set now. Oh no! And then I'd have to collect, and then it would just carry on until one day I just took them all out and threw them away.
It's probably best for the mental health.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was like as if I was pouring drugs down a toilet or something like that. I was like, yep, that's enough for me. I've had enough. I'm out of here now.
Like that day you decided to join Weight Watchers, so you took out all the cake. I'm doing it. It's happening. Like a cleanse.
I took the dog for a walk. and
Yeah.
I threw a stick.
Where is he? I saw him in the living room window.
Yeah, I locked him out. He's just a nightmare. You'd just be scratching him all the time. That's all that would happen.
Because he likes it when I scratch him.
Or maybe I'll let him in once,
Next week.
Yeah,
You've got to let him in next. I miss him. He's the third member of the team.
Is he the third member of the
He
team?
is.
Well, he's inside guarding the house at the moment, making sure that nothing terrible happens.
Okay, well,
I took him out there, but he went dizzy. It was really weird. It was like he was pissed or something like that. I was
what?
I was chucking sticks for him, and he just keeps going for all the sticks all the time. And then when we were walking home, I realised that he had overrun himself, and he was literally walking around like he was pissed, and he was like, oh, wobbling a bit. And all of this. I got really worried, because the last time I did that, I had to carry him all the way.
Is that when it was really, really hot and he passed out
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
park?
yeah. Yeah, and I had to carry him all the way home, and he weighs like,
Well, he's not a small dog, is he?
no, he's like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old child, dead weight. Just got to carry that all the way back. Did anything else happen to me? I've written down weird man. Oh, and when I was in the park, a woman took a shit up against the tree.
A shit?
It blew my mind.
A woman?
Blew my mind. It's not like we live in I can't even think of a terrible area. It's not like we even live in a terrible. We live in quite a nice area around here, yeah. So it was bizarre. I was just walking
During the day,
middle of the day, like 12:30, when I take the dog for a walk, and I was walking down, and I passed this woman, and she looked like somebody's mum or something like that. These are always the things that shock me the most, when somebody looks like somebody's mum, and just because you think that's somebody's mum. I walked down, and then I got about. As I passed her, and I smiled, and she smiled, and
did you do the whole eye contact
yeah,
afternoon thing?
Right,
She made eye contact with a stranger and then shit on a tree.
Well, this is the thing. But I got to the park, and she was about, 100 yards behind me, and I turned around, because, the dog was wandering around or whatever, yeah? And I just saw her, just was sort of with her back up against the tree, and her legs out, and her pants down her ankles, and then just shit coming out of her. And I thought, this is insane. This is the middle of the day. That's like a 40, 50-year-old woman.
Did she see you sewing her? I'm speechless. Did she see you noticing her shitting against the tree?
It was so quick, right? It was so sort of like as if, I don't know, maybe she was busting or something like that. She's ill or something, right? But it was so quick. She literally just turned and she boom, back against the tree, straight out, and then straight back up. I don't think she did. But I stood there for ages, pulling my shocked expression as if to say, you can't do that round here.
No, you can't do that round anywhere.
Well, you can in certain areas, can you? But it's a nice
No area that I've ever visited, Rob.
No, neither have I. Well,
That's
scary
awful.
Places,
That's just...
I know. I thought I was at... And then, what was the other thing I said? Weird man drinking. Oh, yeah, and then there's all the weird men drinking up the park that I had to pass as well. When it's slightly hot, for some reason, at the top of the field by the park, a gang of 5 to 6 men...
Like
old
men. Yeah.
People's dads, yeah, like 45, 50, yeah, all stand in a line and drink lager and create mess. That's all they do.
Like King of the Hill.
It's insane, honestly. You walk past it and you just think, these people stand here all the day. Everybody sees them, and then when you walk up this field and they're not here, this whole area is just full of cans and fag packets.
I don't know,
you would think they would go to a pub or something like that, or one of their houses or something like that, but they don't. They stand there. They don't even sit. They all just stand in a line at the top of the hill.
Like King of the Hill. Have you ever seen King of the Hill?
Yeah.
They all stand there just
But they
drinking.
don't look as nice as that. They look, like
nice.
thuggy men.
Oh.
Like when you
How
walk
bizarre.
past, they start swearing to impress you, like we're in school or
start
something like
puffing
that.
out their chests
Oh, I'm a big
and-
tough. They would talk like that. I'm a big tough man. I am. I'm drinking. Buckfast because I'm fucking wild. And I boys, I'm fucking wild. Oh, you are, Ted. You fucking wild. Oh, I'm pretty wild myself, man. I'm fucking drinking. I'm on the cider, 4 counties. So I try to
That
avoid
is a
it.
bit bizarre, but it's not as bizarre as somebody shitting against a tree. That. I flushed a man in town.
You
so
did?
if we're talking about public nudity and weirdness, yeah.
What, recently?
Yeah, like this week. I after work, I went into town because I needed to pick some stuff up. And I was walking from my car into town. And I realised that my bag had pulled my dress up. And it wasn't even just up around my arse cheeks. It was up around my back, and I had tights on, but you can see through tights. And when I realised, I pulled it down super quick, but it could have been up there for at least 10 minutes. And when I turned around, there's just this old man going pulling his horny Rick Mail face at me, and I just went so red. It was really awkward. And so, because I'd walked past so many people, and I have no idea how many people were staring at my ass as I walked into town. And it was really embarrassing, Rob.
I don't know if I've ever flashed anybody.
But he was really close behind me as well. Like, really close. And he was only short too. But yeah, and then I've just been completely paranoid about that ever since.
Oh, I wouldn't worry. You do wear quite short skirts, though.
Occasionally.
What do you expect? It's bound to ride up at some point, isn't it?
But I mean, it was like right up.
Right up, was it? Right up.
It was clinging to my lower back. There wasn't like just a bit of cheek exposed. I was out there strutting around town. So if anybody did witness that, apologies. But you're welcome.
See, now I would have thought that was like a fashion thing. I'd be like, look at that girl. I've just seen a woman shit against a tree. Now I'm seeing a woman with her arse out. What's happening in the world?
So are we all caught up as to what we've all been up to this week and catching up with things from last week?
Have we? Hold on. I'll check my bit of paper. Oh, I was worried about smart casual clothes for work. I don't know what that means.
What, for your new job?
Yeah.
When do you start?
Monday.
This Monday coming?
Yeah.
What time?
8 o'clock. I'm quite worried about the car. Because
Why?
I just looked underneath it and there's shit leaking out of it. And you go, oh, yeah,
Which
terrible.
car?
My car. The car that will take me to work.
What about the Toyota?
Oh, that's in the field. Still though, if
Oh.
I leave on Monday morning to go there and the car breaks down on the way there, which it might well do.
Can't be late on your first day.
I
can
know.
you?
So why would
Why don't you just use a Toyota? You've insured it and everything. Why don't you?
Because
just
I
use
haven't
a-
insured it. I've cancelled the
Ah.
insurance and everything now that it's MOT'd.
Oh.
The plan was I was going to get the Toyota on the road because Steve wouldn't drive me the extra distance
yeah, but he's
to
changed
gigs,
his mind
but
now,
he
hasn't
changed
he?
his
Yeah,
mind, so I don't
so-
need to insure the car. So I got rid of that. I've just gone back to my Land Rover, but that's a risky option with the Land Rover because it could literally pop at any minute.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Well, this is what I'm hoping, but I mean.
Yeah.
But then I might have a story for next week where I was like, when the car broke down and I had to lock the car and I was running through the streets, get out of my way, I gotta get to work, it's my first day, and people be going, look at that man.
Well, I can't wait to find out next week if you made it or not. Will Rob make it to work on his first day? Oh, tune in next time. This is really edge of seat stuff, this is. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm already excited for next week.
That's what they'll be like, there's this new guy work with us, yeah, he stinks of fags. Yeah. Anyway, anything else happened to me? Oh yeah, I played that gig. I played a gig in a rugby club. It was brilliant. We turned up, right?
Yeah.
There was nobody there. It was about, I don't know, 30, 40 people there. And as we played through our first set, as we first got there, it's all stairs and stuff. It was really annoying. But we set up, we played our first set, and as we were playing our first set, people were just leaving, just going out.
That doesn't sound awesome.
Oh, it is awesome, yeah.
Oh.
I know it's not us. It's not like this is our first gig. We've been constantly gigging, so if people are leaving, some other reason is happening.
What was
It
the reason? What was the
The
reason?
reason was basically that they're rugby people and they don't really care and they just lost the game and they all just want to go home. They'd rather chat about rugby than listen to Spirit in the Sky.
I would rather listen to Spirit in the Sky.
So they all just left. And then midway, the woman came out and said, do you want to just call it a day? We'll still pay you. And we all went, oh, no, we'll stay, blah, blah. And she went, no, we'll pay you. And we were like, well, we stay if you want us to. She was like, no, we'll pay you. And then she went away. We were like, yeah, it's just the best day ever.
So you got paid for work and didn't have to work.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah,
That
it was
is
good. Yeah, and I was home by 8 o'clock.
Excellent. What
Yeah.
time should you have been home?
9:30, 9.
Oh, that's not...
No,
I'm going to say like 12 or 1.
No, but I still came home, and had some chicken in one of them wrap things and sat around going, good day's work. Has anything else happened to me? There wasn't a blistering fight with Steve. It was all very nice.
Of the, yeah.
'cause
Well,
of the
that's
whole
good.
thing.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's
It's
good.
nice when things work
A
out.
woman fell onto her face.
At a gig.
I watched her through the window. We were playing, and I was with my back to the window, and she was outside, and she was so drunk they had to take her out, and they put her outside, and then she fell right on her face. Good-looking woman as well. Surprise,
Was.
somebody's mum. Just fell forward, smashed on her face, and then they put her up against the wall, and then she just sat there really, really drunk for ages. I was just playing, looking at her through the window, thinking, I wish I could see her face. Maybe I know her or whatever. But
I did that once, getting out of a taxi. I was out in town, and I had a few too many to drink, and I got out the taxi, and Kerry, my husband, he opened the bedroom window and sort of waved at me, and apparently I waved back, and then I just went sideways, so it wasn't on my face, it was sideways, And in the morning I was all bruised down the sides because I didn't even put my hands out to stop myself. I didn't even realise I'd fallen over until I was already on the floor going, oh.
Everything looks different.
Why is everything sideways? Oh, it's me. Yeah, I had a few bruises the next morning. Yeah, I think that we're all caught up then with what we did last week or this week.
Oh,
you've obviously done more than me because
there was a man that was thrown out of the gig as well, and I felt bad for him.
Why?
Just tell you quickly, just because we were playing and he was standing there, and there was loads of people there, and he was just standing there, and then we played. What we do is, right, if there's a load of women, we play like a women's set, and if there's men, we play more sort of men's songs like the Jam and all that, and so
Sex on Fire.
No, that's a woman's song.
Oh, right.
So we're all playing and that, and then he's just sort of standing there. And there's loads of women there, so we're playing sort of more women's stuff, Tainted Love and all that. And then we played Buzzcocks, and he literally changed from just a guy standing at the bar, not being fussed, to once again, 50-year-old man, somebody's dad, somebody's granddad, possibly, yeah, started pogoing around, right?
What, like jumping around?
Yeah, jumping around, like as if he was like a full-on gig, yeah, jumping around with his moustache and his lager going everywhere, right? And he was doing this, he was dancing, and all the women were loving it.
Was this like the rugby club again, or
no,
the
rugby club was empty.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
yeah.
this was in it's like a pub, yeah, a pub where nice-looking people go, yeah, and
in town.
Yeah, and he was jumping around and all this, and the women were loving it because they love it when men get up and dance with them and stuff like that. Yeah, because he's,
I know I do.
Because they're loving it though, he's encouraging it even more. He's going beyond. He's standing on chairs and stuff like that. It was all really nice and it was all really friendly. And then we played something else like the Ruts or whatever, yeah, and then or the Clash it might have been. And he carries on. Then he's involving other men, and they're all doing this. And then so he was basically the one that excited that whole sort of section of our set, and then when he went out, I think they took him out, and he came back in to say something funny, and then the bouncer got really angry, and he put his hand on the bouncer's neck, I think. Ooh. Yeah, just like in a sort of, all right, mate. Him. And honestly, the bouncer went insane. It was like some sort of pit bull, right? Its whole face went red, veins started popping out. He picked him up, and he lobbed him through the door. I said, that's terrible. This guy was just the life of the pub. He just lobbed him.
He was the atmosphere.
Yeah, to the point where all the women were getting up going, oh, that shouldn't have happened. Oh, no, that's terrible. Oh, I like that. Oh, why are you doing that? I felt really bad for him.
Anyway, go on. Tell me your interesting tea facts, because
you've got really that interesting.
You've got an entire ream of facts there.
Well, it's just. I just thought to myself, we might need a vehicle for this podcast. Even though I'd quite like it to be about nothing. Maybe nothing will happen to me. Maybe nothing as exciting as dyeing my boots will happen next week. And then I won't have any.
Got to make the most of those boot stories.
So I thought if we had like specific categories of stuff, then we could do that. So it'd be like a mixture of Answer Me This, that other program that delivers facts, and QI. Britain is the second largest nation of tea drinkers per capita. Ireland is the first.
I've got that same one. And Turkey. Ireland, Turkey and the UK take the top 3 spots when it comes to consumption per capita. But China consumes the most overall just because there's so many people there.
Well, they call black tea in China red tea.
Ooh.
Yeah. Over 3 million tons of tea is produced every year worldwide. You can get a cup of tea large enough you can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me. C.S. Lewis. That's the guy that wrote Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe.
I bet if he saw your cups of tea, he'd go, yeah, that's too big. Rob drinks the large... those Sports Direct mugs? Those comically oversized Sports Direct mugs? That's just a regular size mug for Rob.
That's a medium mug.
Yeah, it's the one he's got on the desk now that he's drinking tea from. You could probably fit 2 cans of soup in and still have room for a big wedge of bread.
1,000 millilitres.
1,000 millilitres of tea in one, and he'll continuously drink these.
Yeah, well, that's right. I will.
The people
so if
need
we
to
ever
know
make
how
merchandise, we'll have to make 1,000 millilitre mugs,
or maybe 1,500 millilitres.
I don't think you can get those mugs because I've looked for them.
Yeah, I bet you have.
You can't get them.
Yeah, at one point, you're just going to have to give up and start drinking it out of a bucket.
You can get one that's a little bit bigger.
Oh, you could get one of those... you've already got one, haven't you, in your car?
A tea urn.
Yeah, he's got a tea urn in his car.
Yeah, you make it sound like it's great. I got 2 tea urns. I got
You should just have one of
with pump action that they have when you go for like days. Like if I went to my new job and they might have like in the morning they'll do like something special and they give you like a bacon roll and stuff. All that stuff that they have with the tea. I got one of them pump action ones. It's got like 6 litres in it. But then, on the plus side, because I didn't want to feel stupid for taking 6 litres of water with me where I might not drink it all, that's why I made all the tramps tea. So it's like I'm like a gentle Jesus kind of figure.
Did
Hello,
you just
tramp.
compare yourself to Jesus?
That's right. I was like, hello, tramp, would you like a cup of tea? And he'd be like, yes, I'll make you one fresh.
Unless you turn it into wine, I'm not sure how
No, I even
impressed
had
you
them
would have
disposable cups in there. I was like a tea man for the tramps in Neath. If you go to Neath, there's tramps everywhere. I felt right bad when it was
been.
cold.
And now they've all got tea. Or they did have.
I bought something like 9 or 10 hamburgers to all the tramps, and then they all saw me buy it, and because they all sitting outside McDonald's, and I came out and directly from the bag. Obviously, I haven't done anything to them, and I walked up to them and I offered them a hamburger each, and they all went, "No, I'm on a liquid diet." I was like, "Oh, all right then." And I must have tried something like 20 or 30 tramps walking around like some madman trying to give tramps food, and them not accepting of me. "No, mate, I don't eat McDonald's." You're like, "Really? You're a tramp, man. I'm eating McDonald's." What's wrong with McDonald's?
Don't know what's in that today. That's rubbish.
Yeah. Have I got any? No.
Yeah, what other interesting tea facts have you got? Because you said you had loads.
Man. Nobody cares about
I know
facts,
that there's
do they?
1 calorie per 100 grams of tea. And there are 372 species of parrots. Nothing related to tea. I just like parrots, and I was just looking things up.
But then you're spoiling this section.
Ooh.
Tea plants need at least 50 inches of rain a year. There you go.
Ooh, 50
yeah.
inches of rain per year.
Savouring tea together can help benefit relations.
What?
I don't know what that means.
I think it means sharing tea.
There was another one I read which was really weird. It said,
These tea facts are
there
shit,
it is.
Rob.
Andrew G. Marshall, marriage therapist, suggests stopping in the middle of lovemaking to have tea and talk to each other. The idea is that sex, which used to last 15 minutes, can now last an hour and a half and allows partners to share intimate moments.
Imagine getting jiggy with someone and they're going, "Oh, it's time for the tea break. Go get the biscuits. I'll put the kettle on." I'm like, "Excuse me, what?"
And the only reason
What?
it extends to an hour
This
and a half
is bloody
is
brilliant.
because it takes you an hour and 15 minutes drinking tea. So you haven't really extended anything, have you?
You've just stopped for a tea break. What if once you've had your tea and biscuits, you can't get back into the mood? Or if one of you finishes your tea all nice and eager and the other one's taking the time, that's an awful idea.
Now. I'm bloated. I've had too much tea.
And this is a
Your mugs are
therapist.
too big.
This is a therapist that suggested this.
Well, I think anybody can call themselves a therapist. Don't they? I often
think you
feel,
need like an actual qualification.
I don't know, man. You know, chiropractors, they're not like doctors. They're just guys.
But they don't call themselves doctors. They're
I think they do.
chiropractors.
But no, I think they do. What is that? Well, do you remember that health woman, that Gillian McKeith woman?
Well,
She
yeah,
wasn't anybody. She was just
she
some
called
woman.
herself a doctor, but she wasn't.
I think loads of people can do that. The Ritz-Carlton of Hong Kong has the world's most expensive high tea at a price of, how much do you reckon it is? For 2 people. Say we went to tea in the
Is this
Ritz-Carlton
like
in Hong
cakes
Kong.
and everything?
Yeah, you know, with like
And
the
tea,
little...
like an afternoon tea
yeah,
in a really posh place in Hong Kong.
yeah, called
Is
called
this
the
in
Ritz-Carlton.
pounds or dollars? What currency?
It's in dollars.
In Hong Kong dollars.
I don't know, in dollars.
I'm going to
I
assume
don't think
it's
they have Hong Kong dollars.
I think they do. I think that's what. Or is it
Do they have
yen or
yen?
something? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
But,
not dollars.
okay. Is it in dollars though?
This figure is in dollars, man.
Well, assume it's US dollars then. I'm going to go with. Oh, see. I don't know whether to go. Oh, I should just chuck a figure out there. I'm going to go with $3,700 US dollars.
That's insane. Would you pay $3,700 US dollars for tea? For a couple of cakes?
Yeah,
You would pay that, would you?
if I had that money, yeah.
Would you, if you had only that money, would you pay
What's
that?
the figure? How much is it?
Would you pay that?
If I was like a billionaire, yeah, why wouldn't
What
I?
happens if you were a millionaire?
Might do. Depends how nice the cakes were.
They're just average cakes, and they like everything from shops. They're usually the cheapest thing.
How much is it then?
Well, let's even say they were full-on amazing cakes. Would you pay
So I'm
£3,000?
guessing it's not that much then. Is it what, like $300?
No, it's more than that.
It's more than
It's
that.
more than that. I can't believe that you'd even pay like £3,000 for high tea.
I was just thinking, if I was a billionaire, what would be an acceptable amount to pay for an expensive
What
high
is it?
tea?
Are these so high priced? What, because of the experience and because you're keeping the
I guess it's the
scummers
experience,
out?
and you can. Well, I guess it's the experience. You might expect them to be quite nice cakes. It'll make a really nice Instagram. I don't know. Go on. How much is
Guess
it?
again. Guess again.
6,000?
No, it's more.
18,000
No, it's $8,888 for high tea.
for two.
That'd make me sick, and my wife would just be sitting there the entire time going, "Robert, you're spoiling this. You're spoiling this for me." And I'd be like, "I don't give a shit, man. It's £8,000 to charge us for these cakes." I dragged her out of a little chef once because it was too expensive. And she was like, "Oh, I just want to eat the fry. I don't care. I'm prepared to pay the extra £6 or whatever it is for breakfast." I stand there going like that, £6, man. We can go and buy. Because I've got stuff in the car. I could start a fire. We could buy some bacon. We could do all of this for £3. Terrible, but it was like £14 for breakfast.
For
so
one breakfast?
Yeah, so for like two of us, it was something like £28. Oh, I'm not spending.
It's not that much, Rob.
I'm not spending. I'm not spending £30 on two breakfasts.
Don't go
It's
to
not
Denny's
happening.
then. Don't go to Denny's.
No, I
That's
won't.
about £40 for two breakfasts.
Oh, that's
But
sickening.
it does include bottomless coffee.
How can that?
But I drank so much coffee, I just felt sick, and then I didn't enjoy it. I don't like the breakfast there
It
anyway.
would
Was
taste awful to me because it was costing me so much money. Every bite I would take, I'd just be like, "This probably cost me 80p. This bite." I'm not up for it at
the
all.
breakfast from Denny's is, in my opinion, shit anyway.
They give you a waffle and a strawberry on it and a sausage
I
and
didn't
charge
have
you
waffles.
£8. I'm not paying that.
I had
That's
a
what's got
sandwich.
wrong with the world. They keep saying, "Why don't people go out anymore?" Because you just constantly ripping. I can't do it. Can't physically do it. I really can't. That's why people, like, even they say, I'll spoil everything. And I can't stop myself.
How long into this are you going to mention £3 for a floor cleaner again? I can feel it coming.
I'm already halfway through that bottle as well.
Stop standing in shit then. How many bottles do you think your mate's mum had to go through to get it out of her fucking carpets?
Dunno. More than 200 cups of tea can be brewed from 1 pound of loose tea leaves. A cup of brewed tea usually contains less than half the caffeine of a cup of coffee. It is also easy to decaffeinate. Is there
Easy
anything
to
else?
decaffeinate.
Black tea constitutes 75% of the world's tea consumption. Black tea is the most common tea beverage in the United States, the UK, Europe. Green tea is popular in Japan and China. Oolong and white tea are, in general, less popular.
Can I pick the subject for the facts for next week?
Yeah,
Because you picked tea, and
this probably wasn't the best one, but it doesn't matter. Famous teas. But, that's blown my mind, that £8,800.
speaking of tea, I say recently, in the last 6 months or so, tried Earl Grey for the first time. Not for the first time, but retried it, because I have had it before, and I quite like it.
It's a bit fragrant for me.
I quite
You're not
like
supposed
it.
to have
with
milk in it either.
No, I can drink it with or without milk. It doesn't bother me. But either way, I quite liked it, and so I've added it to my general tea consumption now.
The term herbal tea means that the tea has been infused with herbs or fruit that was not part of the tea plant. Herbal tea includes rose hip and chamomile teas.
Don't like fruit teas. It's just like hot squash. It's
They
shit.
chucked £1 million worth of tea into the Boston Harbour when they had that Boston Tea Party. And after the Tea Party, tea declined in
sounds like
popularity
littering.
in the United States. What?
That just sounds like littering, throwing loads of leaves in a.
No, don't you know anything about the Boston Tea Party?
It was a political thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. To this day, coffee remains more popular than tea. Can't drink coffee. It tastes like feet.
I like coffee, but only proper coffee. Like, I can't drink instant coffee. Once I got used to drinking proper coffee, instant coffee just tastes like arse, and I don't like it. In fact, arse probably tastes better. I don't know, I've never eaten arse.
Interesting fact. No, none of these are any good. The first tea is sold publicly in Massachusetts in 1690. Thomas Johnson Lipton opens his first shop in Glasgow in 1876. That's the most popular tea as well, Lipton tea's awful.
What tea do you like? I usually go for PG tips. Other tea bags are available.
It doesn't.
I quite like a Twinings.
It doesn't work like that on podcasts. What you should say is, I quite like PG Tips. Please, PG Tips, send me shitloads of PG Tips bags, and I will continue to reference them throughout the podcast. Nadine, I'm just going to have a little bit of...
How's that PG tasting, Rob?
Ooh, it's a proper cuppa.
Anything else is just tea. That's what my great-granddad once said. That anything else other than PG is just tea.
No, I buy the cheapest tea. And I just change my perception. Let's just go, right, well, if PG Tips had never existed, it's not like I wouldn't drink tea, is it? I drink a different kind of tea, and then this would be my favourite tea. So I just pretend that PG Tips have never existed, save 10p or whatever it is, and move
for your
on.
penny sweets.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Well, I tend to buy PG Tips, but if I buy Earl Grey, then I tend to go for Twinings.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't mind a Twining.
Right, well, I gotta go. 6 minutes
you've got
past.
to pick your kid up.
Yeah.
Right, so thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. I haven't decided what the subject's going to be for next week, but I'll text you as soon as I've thought of something. But I'm picking it this week because you picked tea and tea was shit.
Okay. Well, they're all going to be shit, Nadine.
No, not
just
mine.
Need just raison d'etre. No, that's not the word either, is it? I don't know what the word is.
I don't
Modus operandi. Is that it? No, it's something else. ESP? No, it's not right. What is it? It's ES. No.
I don't know what you're on about.
It's you're. Oh, somebody's shouting at the computer now, going, "You fucking moron!" It's
It's probably Ed Edmondson.
No, it's your. Oh, I can't remember what it is. I have to remember what it's called. Anyway.
Raison d'etre? I don't know why I'm saying these words. I don't even know what point you're trying to make.
No, it's unique
resistance.
selling point. USP.
Oh, right, okay.
It's our USP.
It's our USP. Right.
Yeah, man.
Right, okay. Well, this week our USP was tea. Or at least our subject was tea. Next week it's going to be something far more interesting because I'm going to come up with the subject and I'm going to give you plenty of time for full and thorough research, Rob.
I did look. I had like 8 pages of facts. Look, have another one. Look, in 2005, the total value of worldwide tea market was over 20 billion, Nathan. Can you believe
20
that?
billion, Rob?
I know.
That's almost enough to pay for high tea in Hong Kong.
I can't believe that. While in older times it was customary to pour the milk first into a teacup as a way to protect the surface of the china, tea connoisseurs say that is not necessary now. Instead, it is better to pour the milk in after the tea because it is easier to judge how much is needed.
I knew that. Because
well, people say it's about brewing, don't they?
Yeah, but because if you go somewhere, maybe the tea isn't as strong or it looks weak, and you don't want it to look all weak and wazzy, as my mum puts it. You want it good, so you need to brew it before you put the milk in. Then you know exactly how much milk you need, because different teas require different milk amounts.
Okay, well, I gotta go.
Yeah, right. So stop the recording. Stop.
Hang on. So we got a Facebook page. We're gonna have a web page. It's gonna be fullofwaffle.com as soon as we work out how to make it, and then we'll upload all the stuff there.
And the Facebook page is Full of Waffle, which I will update with pictures of relative things that we've been talking about.
And if you're somebody watching,
I might put a picture of my bird on my arm from the zoo, which we talked about.
And if you're watching via YouTube because you know us and we haven't managed to get a website together yet, then this will just have random pictures over the top of it. It's not a problem. I would just come here again and do the same thing. Yeah. Well, it's lovely to speak to you all, and thanks very much. And see you again, I suppose, next week.
Bye.
Bye.
And then play the jingle.